The NHL has head coaching vacancies in Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, and New York. So my question today is, will Rick Tocchet be the head coach of one of those teams this upcoming NHL season? Let's take a look at those three teams. First of all, the Philadelphia Flyers were the team that drafted Rick Tocchet in the 6th round back in 1983. He was a fan favorite. He played 2 stints there. If you ask any Flyers fan if they would want Rick Tocchet as their head coach, they would scream out yes. Number 2, the Pittsburgh Penguins, another franchise very familiar with Rick Tocchet. He won a Stanley Cup there as a player in 1991-92. The city's very familiar with him. My question is, would he want to take on such an aging roster? You've got some old guys on that roster, and, surprisingly, but no surprise at the same time, Sidney Crosby's their best player, but by far. You got guys like Rust, Carlson, Letang, Malkin. I thought it was a mistake when they signed Malkin to that 4-year extension a couple of years ago. I thought he was going to be, doing like 1-year prove-it deals with teams like LA or Edmonton. But the Penguins bought him back, and now they are in the position that they're in. But I think that if he wanted that job, Rick Tocchet could be the next coach of the Pittsburgh Penguins. And finally, the New York Rangers, a team that is in just disarray right now. Rick Tocchet was a thorn in the New York Rangers' side for many, many years, both on the Flyers and the Penguins as a player. The New York Rangers need a hard ass behind the bench, and Rick Tocchet can definitely be that. The New York Rangers Stanley Cup window is closing very fast. I would say they probably have this year and maybe the next year with this group as their core. But I could still see some big changes coming this offseason. Chris Kreider, Mika Zibanejad, possibly even Adam Fox could be moved. But I think, Rick Tocchet's only 61 years old. I think he would be a great fit in New York. Again, they are very familiar with him, and Tocchet was a Ranger killer when he was a player. So if you asked any Ranger fan, would you want Rick Tocchet as your head coach? I'm sure they say yes. So those are 3 possibilities we have today for where could Rick Tocchet be coaching next upcoming NHL season.